Right, I think I'm live for the first time. I've got no idea if anyone's actually watching this or not. Then you have to not worry about the state of the place, because I'm in the spare room. I haven't got like a dedicated video room. So if you're here and watching this, just type a message. I don't even know if I'll be able to see it. I'll just sort of waffle. I'll go out of the shop for a minute because I've got something I want to show you all. Okay. This is a KL203. Okay. And this is a KL200, and I'll just show you something. Now the KL200 will be power testing. Now if you look at the two side by side, you will see externally they're completely the same. So I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm going to get them both weighed, see if they're the both side. Anyway, if anyone's here, I just hope that you're all doing well. And I would have no clue if anyone sent a message to say oh, okay, there's a few people that can see me. Hi Joel, how you doing, mate? I've got all this rubbish come up on my screen now. I'm only on my phone. Yeah, you have to bear with me, fellas. Never done this before in my life. So hello from Joel and maybe a couple of others. Maybe you can message me on this video if you've had the KL203 and the KL200. But yeah, I'm shocked that anyone's actually bothered turning up. But yeah, well done guys. It's just a test. This probably won't be saved or anything like that. Just leave a message what the audio's like from my phone. I know in the backdrop I've got a load of junk, step ladders, my fan and 5x9, yeah. Cheers Z11. Great to see you again from somebody. I don't know, they flash up 1 minute and then they've gone the next. Evening Steve from Nick Williams. Hi Nick. How you doing, mate? Yeah, I wish I had something really constructive to show you all, but I ain't really. I've just literally turned this on. I'm still using the President McKinley. I was going to say it don't really float me boat. It works. It does 20 watts on sideband. Now it's expanded. It goes from like 24 megs, which is way down, right up to 30 megs or beyond. Sounds all right on sideband. I've got a clip that I can't flash that up on the phone, unfortunately, of a video that Paul did of me on the McKinley. Hi Tony, by the way. And no apologies needed, anyone. If you just turn up and you just think what's going on, don't worry about it, because it's just a test. Anyway, getting back to the McKinley. Paul did a video clip of me on the McKinley. It sounds all right. I've got a little power mic on it. It's compact. It's got a front firing speaker, and you can go up and down in 1kcs. Press of a button, you can knock the zeros off. It's got a few memories. But as yet, I haven't really put it through its paces. I need to bring this phone closer, don't I? It's all coming up, repeat. So I think there's only like 3 of you watching. So if anyone else is watching, leave a message. I keep getting the same 3 coming up. But with a McKinley, yeah, there'll be a video about it once I've sussed it myself. I can't see the point of getting a rig, think, right, do a video on it today and say how brilliant it is, because it's got to pass the test of time. Do you get me? I mean, like my 9900, which some of you may not know, I had to sell. Hello, Adrian, by the way. How you doing, fella? Sorry about the shit setup, but it's just, I've got a new phone. It's a Samsung A51. It's near enough the size of a tablet. I thought, do you know what? I've never gone live before, so there you go. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having to put my glasses on. There's a long story regarding the newspaper. Let's just say there was a fan, right, and the wallpaper was for him, but he's sadly since no longer with us. We'll leave that one there. I'm not a football fan. I can't stand football. As you can all see, I'm a little bit on the rotund side. Always have been. And as a kid, I was asthmatic and they used to make me play football, and I bloody hated it. I blew up the 3 finals of my 9900. Oh, sorry to hear that. How did you manage that? I've got to be honest. This is something I wanted to touch on about my 9900. I must have used that for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. I was the first regular on a 305 net to run a 9900 who did video, let's say. Paul, my mate, had the 9900. He got fed up with it because it drew too much power for his fag lighter socket, you know. So I had it off him. I think I was on there on the 305 net. Then I think Pucker Dave got a 9900. Fred in the Shed got a 9900. There's a guy down in London, I can't remember his name, an old boy, he got one. And I think between me and Fred in the Shed, it costs a lot of people a lot of money because they're good rigs. If they were shit, I would just tell you. The same with any of the rigs that I had. And I ran mine flat out all the time, including the summer. And some days after work, I'd get in the car, put my hand on top of the rig, and it'd be red hot from sunlight. Treated it mercilessly. Wrang its neck, if you like, and when I sold it, it was still working, working absolutely fine, the same as the day I first bought it. What's the output on a 9900? Well, on mine, according to my power meter, on sideband, on a good whistle, it produced, hi James, by the way, yeah, regarding the McKinley, yes, okay. Anyway, I'm digressing. The 9900 that I had on a whistle did 75 watts on sideband. I think around about 50 on FM, and I think it was around about 30 on AM. Now, I've been lucky with antennas and whatnot, and I only run it mobile, and the SWR on the Megawatt 4000 and the President Texas that I used was always dead flat, around about 1.1, 1.5. I don't know. I don't know what's happened to your rig, you know. I don't know. But mine, it was bulletproof, and it's still going now to this day. And yeah, the guy that just commented about the McKinley, what other sideband rigs have you had? what not being disrespectful, but you know, some people have only ever had the one rig and they love it, and there's no reason not to love the McKinley, of course. I'll just show you guys now. This really was not pre-planned like most people do. I've got video lights and everything. None of them are turned on. Lee uses the Anytone, which I think is the same rig. I've had an Anytone. The only difference I found with the Anytone, like most of my kit, I power tested it. It did exactly what it said on the box, which I can't remember. I think it was about 50 watts on sideband. An absolute belter of a rig. Richard from Anglesey, hope you're well. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, Richard. Thanks for asking. If I'm not answering anyone's comments, it's because I'm having a job to see them. Let me just show you something, right? It's going to be a bit of motion blur here, and I'm just going to move a bit of junk out of the way. I hope you're all doing well, by the way. It's a difficult time for everyone, isn't it? I mean, in 1 minute it's wear a mask, don't wear a mask, then you can't go out, and be honest, it's pissing me off. Yeah, have a look at this lot. I hope you can see them. On the bottom, there's two 6900s, President Lincoln 2 Plus, and then the McKinley sat on top. They're just basically the boxed rigs that I've got. I seem to be having a line here. What the hell is that? I haven't got a clue. It might be a reflection. So yeah, here I am. It's my first ever live go at it. Next time I'll be a bit more organised and all the colours won't be all mixed up. But anyone else out there, that I've got the guy in Anglesey, I've got Nick, I think, is down in Cornwall. There's Joel, who I hope everything's all right, by the way, Joel. You know what I mean. I won't say any more than that. Where are the rest of you? I'll just sort of see if I can't get myself a little bit closer. So unfortunately, the message I'll get 3 messages at a time, and then they all disappear. Alinco DAR135DX, yeah, I had the CRE 8900. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Leader Brewer, can't beat the Fidelity 2000, but to be fair, they're all right. Des in Belfast. Hi Des, hope that you're doing well over there, because I know you've got the virus over there as well. So yeah, it's my first ever. Oh God, we're getting all sorts. Big hello, Steve. I use a Grant 2 with a switch. Most of you all know I had the Grant 2, put it to good use. Rosetel 240, yeah, I had them. Grant 2 with a switch on the back. Yeah, I did like the Grant 2, and I was quite surprised when I had mine, because it was basically brand new. I'll get most of my kit off my mate Paul. He has it for 5 minutes, he gets pissed off of it. There, Steve, what are you going to give me for that? And then we'll do like a bit of an exchange. I quite liked the Grant 2, but I see so many people commenting, oh, it's got too much noise, it does this, it does that, it's crap, and whatnot. I thought it was a good little rig. A good little rig for running with an amp. I'm making this up as I go along, as you can imagine. I don't do organised, you know. I try, but, you know, it just never seems to happen. I've got a bit of a harebrain. What was I going to say? The McKinley, by the way. Okay, the President McKinley. Now, I asked the question before I modified my rig. And the question was, once it's expanded, audio line 340, yeah, I had them. I've got the 341. I've actually got 2 of them. I've had the big, I think the one that you mentioned was the bigger one. I've had a few of them in my day. I think they're a cracking rig, but for me personally, I've always loved sideband, going back to the 80s. Most of you know my story. If you don't, I'll bore you with it right now. My first ever rig was a little AM set. It was a Bristol straight 40. NATO 2000. I've got to be honest, I've never had one of them. Or the Concorde 2. I've had the High Gain 5. I've had 2 or 3 of them in actual fact, and they're well sought after now. Where was I? Oh yeah, the McKinley. I asked a question about how far down can you turn the power, and I was told that the power would go down to 1 watt via the menu. On mine, on FM, with it expanded, it does a full 20 watts on full power, okay? But when you go through and you go turn the power down, madman, thanks mate. Do you know what I mean? Don't lose the faith. People keep saying to me, good to see you back. I'm here all the time. People ask questions and I answer. I just don't. Was looking to get a jumbo, can't find a clean one. The other guy's got 4 rigs on eBay. Yeah, good luck with selling them. And I don't mean that sarcastically. Now, the guy who's after the jumbo, I don't know if you've ever had one, but I think they're the Ham International Multi-Mode 2 inside a great big box. Now, I had one. And back in the day, if you had a jumbo, you were the business. You had a few quid in the bank, you know, because they were so expensive. And I really wanted one. But to be honest, when I got mine, I was a bit disappointed with it because I'm a big Uniden fan. Leader Brewer had one. Okay, Lee, fair enough. Now, I will say, by the time I got my jumbo, I don't know whether it had been screwdrivered or whatever, but it didn't float me boat. I liked the look of it, I just didn't like the way it sounded and all the rest of it. But I know there is some mods that can be done to them for FM audio, for one. Take the bassiness out of it and all that. So yeah, good luck in your quest. In actual fact, you're about 6 weeks late, because a mate of mine had a Minter. I mean mint, it's had the box and everything, but between me and him, we managed to get it sold. So yeah, the McKinley. My one will only go down to 7 watts. And I was told online on Facebook, and now the Facebook posts, most of you will probably realise some of the stuff that goes out on there is not really, I wouldn't say it's not true, but maybe some people are guessing. I really don't know about that. But mine goes down to 7 watts. Now the little KL200 that I've got, which incidentally, which I've never used, the maximum input on that is only 5 watts. Now someone's just answered a question, what did you pay for it, Steve? I missed it, the message disappeared before I got to see it. Can you just flash that message up again? Sorry mate. So yeah, with a McKinley, that's something to watch out for. The AM power and the sideband power, they go down sort of quite nice. But I was a bit taken aback that you couldn't drop it any lower than 7. I would ideally liked it to go down to about 2 watts so you can drive a small amplifier with it. But they are. It's my first ever live stream. I don't even know if this is going to be saved or whether I'll get the option to save it. Now I'll just bring the phone a bit closer, so maybe I won't have to wear my glasses. I'm getting the glare from the thing. Picture looks horrible in actual fact in this light. Got 5 likes and I think 14 people now. Oh, the question was, what did you get for the jumbo? I've got no idea. Now, when I had the jumbo, you're talking about probably 25, 30 years ago. You're going right way back. I mean, CB came out in 1981, and how many years is that, fellas? It's got to be, is it about 35 years? And at one point, like a lot of people, I used to buy and sell rigs. Not new, but our local breaking channel was 1.6. And all day long, anyone out there want to buy a rig, anyone got a rig for sale, and people would be swapping rigs. And every now and again, if I saw a bargain, I'd get in there, buy it, and then maybe the next day might be able to sell it, make 5 or 10 quid on it. And yeah, I'm doing a Billy Connolly here, and I've got to go back. 7 watts, doing great for your first time. Thanks. And I've got to say now, thanks everyone for turning up and just watching. Where's my 20? I'm in Bedfordshire. Hope you know where Bedfordshire is. I've got no idea where you are. Lee, I'm in Milton Keynes. Now, I may well have seen you. If you go mobile, and let's just say you might have a van with a stripe on it. West London. Okay, the next time I do a live thing, it'll be on a computer and it'll come up nice and big. So, sorry if I don't get to answer your messages. And now I've completely forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? I'm not home based myself, Lee. I used to be. When I first started out, going back to my first rigs, the straight 40 AM Bristol. This comes onto the sideband thing that I was talking about earlier. I had the Bristol, and some evenings I'd be tuning round. It was an ancient thing back then. That was in 81. It had no digital display for your channel numbers. It just had like a disc with a light behind it, and it sort of clicked around. But I loved it. I had a Turner +2U mic, and the aerial I had was a 5-foot fire stick on a DV27 ground plane. And because there were so many people on, you didn't need an amplifier. It was just, I had about 4 people on in my street, I think. Yeah, Willie, don't plug your 9900 into your fag lighter, mate. And you might have to go into the menu about the high DC. I've heard a few people mention low DC. If you're going to run it into your fag lighter, and that's the only way you can do it, turn your power right away down, as far down as you can get it and still be heard, and then go from there. It's not really a rig for a fag lighter socket. Yeah, anyway, the first rig, straight 40 AM, loved it, made loads of contacts on it. There's about 4 people up my street. The next rig was a 4 Mac 120. Then my next rig was a TriStar 747, and once I started hearing people on sideband, just blew me away. There's people in Italy, Germany, France, Spain, Turkey, America, Australia. That was me hooked. Yeah, that's what I would do, Willie. I would wire it up, and to be honest, it's not ever an issue I had, but maybe you can go through the menu. You might better turn the high and low volt thing off, or you might even have to connect it up to a computer. Because some cars, when you start them up, they run at about 14 volts. Okay, yes, again, reading a message. So, yeah, you don't often, this is going back to the audio line or Uniace or whatever you want to call it. They are great rigs. I don't tend to use them because I like rigs with all modes, AM, upper sideband, lower sideband. Now, I'm going to go in a minute, guys. I just want to show you something here. Now, some of you may already have seen these rigs. for anyone that hasn't, what one is this? That's the, yeah, that's the Millennium. It's not much bigger than a packet of cigarettes, and it's crazy. And I've got another rig here as well, which is equally as small. I don't think it's on the side, so I'm not really going to worry about it. And that's a CRT one. Anyway, guys, the test is over, really. Oh, I see. Yeah, well done, mate. I bet it gets bloody hot, doesn't it, on 8 watts. Works brilliant. Great. I've only briefly used my CRT Millennium. Now, sorry for the other guys. Someone's asked or mentioned the Millennium. I power tested it, as you saw in the video I did. It produces 8 watts. Had some rig checks from the local guys who all said I was a bit on the quiet side, so I did tweak the deviation a little bit. Like a barbecue, yeah, I'll bet. But there you go. Anyway, guys, I've just got to say thanks so much for turning up. I can only apologise. I don't upload all the time, you know, like some people do. It's not really that I don't want to. Sometimes it's time. You know, my old head ain't always sort of fully focused on stuff, and I'm sure you all know. You know, you can understand. But I will upload a proper video for you all soon. So for now, thanks for watching, fellas. I really appreciate it. And if I haven't answered or acknowledged you, you know, I can only apologise. All I've got to do now is suss that out when this video call. I'll see you all soon, fellas.